Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Exploration with Emp. Today, as I said before, is going to be another very big one. In the previous episode, we've built all of this and made a glorious view for our new city here that we're trying to build. And, well, it's almost built. It's almost complete, but there's a little bit more left to do. Down here, in the lower level, where all the shops are, we have, of course, the library, the wireworks, the brewing shop, and the town center, as well as a few others, but we've got some villagers left out in the open here. They don't really have a place to work or live. So we have 3 more buildings for you today, which is what we're going to be doing. But if we're going to be building anything here in these areas, first we need to get them, well, prepared for building, but also, more immediately, we need to get the villagers out of here, which I think is going to be a pretty big task to do, so let's get right on that. Okay, I think the best way we're going to be able to do this is with a lot of rails, and I mean a lot of rails, as well as some minecarts to go along with them. And powered rails too, of course. Do I seriously not have any minecarts? Where'd they all go? Let's make 3. Because we're not going to be transporting them all at once, so we don't need that many. Okay, and then we need some sort of block, one that we have a lot of, so I'm just going to use what we've been using before, which is iron blocks, because we have an iron farm, and that means blocks aplenty. Okay, back to the village. So, the holding space they're going to be in is going to be probably right here. It's not permanent, but it does have to hold them for a little while, so I don't want it to be too cramped. So let's just block off that right here, and give them ample room to do absolutely nothing. And make sure they can't get in there. Alright, that's a pretty big area for them to be in, for a couple hours at least. So let's build a mine track over there. Let's start with the more complicated one, which is this one. So we're going to need some powered rails going through and in to the other area. Okay, so now the minecart track's all set up and ready for the villagers. So let's start bringing them in, shall we? Now I want to get rid of all... let me in. Now I want to get rid of all their workstations as they go, because it's just going to be a clutter to keep moving them around. So let's start with the beds, because those don't really matter too much. Okay, the beds are all gone. How about lecterns next? There's a lot of extra librarians in here that need to be moved to the library. And that's all the workstations gone, I think. Yep, looks like it. Okay, let's patch up the extra grass here, so they won't be able to fall too much when we're trying to get them out. Okay, who wants to be first? Anybody? I think we could just leave... Yeah, we can leave that there, because there's no baby villagers going through here that might get stuck. Okay, anybody want to hop in? You. Ah, there you go. Okay, does he make it all right? First test subject, highly paid employee. All right, he's in. And I'm going to turn on hitboxes to make sure I don't hit him. Okay, and it looks like he's not able to get out, which means we are, but he can't, which is what we want. Yeah, nice try, buddy. Sorry, you're in there for a bit. Don't worry, it's more spacious than where I had you before. It's fine. OSHA's going to be very angry at me. Okay, who's next? No, not Iron Golem. Actually, I might have to move him because others are going to start spawning. But anyway... Here, you, Mr. Mason, sir. Yeah, you go through. And let's send 2 more while we're at it. There goes 1, and there goes 2. Okay, let's follow it to the station. And they're right on top of each other. That looks funny. Alright, now we got 4 villagers in here. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest, and you guys just watch me do it. I'll come back to you when I'm done. Okay, all the guys have been moved into this one containment center, this one area. So I killed the other 2 iron golems protecting them, but we got lucky. A new one spawned, and it was inside the containment center, so I don't think any of them spawned anywhere else, but if they did, I'll know. I always know. But do you know what we're going to build here? So now that there's some empty space, well, more empty than was before, and it's a face. Blah. But anyways, we have a lot of stuff to do and a lot of materials to build it with. So we're going to have one building there that's kind of nestled in between the two, the brewery and the bakery. And then one big one here that we're going to do finally. And then another tiny kind of circular one here to fill in this big gap that we got here in between the upper and lower levels, just to round things off. So I think we're going to start with the two smaller ones, and you're going to like them. You're going to like them a lot. So let's start build mode, go. Copper Golem has been here for, I want to say, a few weeks, maybe even a month, like a month and a half at this point. I don't know what's keeping him from oxidizing. He's even older than this guy who's rotting in his core. He's rotting in his core. I don't know why this guy hasn't, but he's also holding another old guy. So it's an old guy on top of an old guy holding an old guy. That's a lot of old guys. What is he looking at? There's no chests up here, buddy. I mean, there are, but it's way too far for your reach. So, no, stay there. But I keep those guys there because I think they're funny. Because one of them's just sitting there, not alive, and the other one is just also sitting there, but he's just waiting to be, dethroned or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, the buildings are done. 2 of them are done. Nice. This looks so good. So I know it's really cramped, like I said it would be. We have a little narrow alleyways on both sides here, but that's about it for room. If we go up here to our brewery gatehouse type thing, and up these stairs, you'll see that there's not much window room. We used to have an okay view, but now we just don't have one. At least we still have this window to look out of, and this one. So there's still some sunlight coming into this place, but not as much. And the same goes for over here. There's not really that much window space anymore up here where the chickens and all that are. It's pretty cramped. I'll give it that. But how about for the actual look of the thing? I tried to model at least the roof of this after kind of the Jabba the Hutt style. Is it called? It's Jabba's Hut, right? Yeah. Star Wars, because they have these kind of like weird shaped roofs, and I think I managed to pull that off because we've got this main roof here which is flat, and then this spruce archway that goes all the way down, and then on top of that we have another crisscross kind of, I don't know what you call this, like hatch pattern? This hatch pattern of stairs, slabs, and trapdoors to round it off. And I think I really like the way that this looks, and the color palette too. Mwah, I like it. You can see we got kind of 3 primary colors-ish, almost primary colors here. We're just missing red, but I think the way these work together is really nice. Now on the inside, I did do an interior For both of the buildings we're about to show you, I did do some of an interior, but the more finer details require armor stands, and villagers, eventually. But here we are. This place is the blacksmith. This is where our iron trading villagers used to be, and this is where they're going to be again. So I'm going to have upstairs some barrels and chests to hold all of the iron. But down here, somewhere, are going to be the villagers, and I kind of tried to just make out the basics of what a blacksmith shop would look like without all the fancy details, because we're going to put those in later when we finish the town entirely. So you got kind of a lava cauldron here to dip perhaps a sword in, melt some steel or something. Got some rods to hang things from, maybe a shelf or two. Very dark lights, because I don't know why, but it's like always dark in like forges or whatever. They need more lights, but we don't have more lights. And then there's this table where they can work on stuff, another table, couple shelves, and then, oh, it's getting dark. Let's go upstairs. There's just some storage in this one, kind of cramped, short ceiling, but then upstairs, it's too dark. Let's sleep first. Okay, in the top ceiling, you've got, well, you can't really see outside, but is that supposed to be there? No. You can't see outside from the ceiling unless you open the trapdoors, and I guess you kind of got a skylight for more sunlight if you wish. But we have windows going all around, so you can see outside into the vast ocean, or the wireworks shop, I guess. But the theme for this was to kind of separate the two things between all dirty and getting your hands dirty and doing a lot of work down here. And then up here is where the blacksmith or blacksmiths come to get away from all that, and kind of they want it to be clean so they can just go straight to bed and not have to worry about all the dirt and stuff that's downstairs. So not too much here, just a big bed and some lights, and then more different stone kind of patterns. So that's the blacksmith shop. And how about I make some villager stalls, shall I? Because we're going to have to trade some iron. Okay, the first one is going to be right here, and I've got their tables right here as well. So the table goes there, he is going to stand there on some honey, and then to make sure he can't get out. Yeah. Okay, so he's going to go right down there, and he shouldn't be able to jump out. Hopefully. Can I jump out? No, I can't jump out. I'm just, listen to that. Gross. I'm stuck on the honey. So that's what we want. So one goes there. We need to find spots for 3 more. How about one right at the entrance here, which I think if we kind of hide that there, they'll be able to reach it. Honey block, and then he's going to be in there. And then one right here. I want them all to be on the same floor, so I don't have to go up and down too much. And then honey block. Okay, one more. Where can we fit one in that won't look too bad? I think if we do one, I know it's dangerous, but near the lava. And that's the last one. Okay, sweet. So we got all the bays ready. Now I need some more iron tracks. This is my favorite part of the whole thing, moving the villagers everywhere, back and forth, endlessly. I love it. Okay, minecart, 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 and then tracks. And why not some redstone torches too? Okay, let's start building. So they're gonna come out, let's do right here. And then we power that until we got no more power. And the first one is gonna go right there, almost. Actually, it's just gonna be easier if we just do this way. Right there, okay. First one's ready to go. We need to get the blacksmith in a minecart, specifically, because we don't want no librarians going in here. Okay, where's the blacksmith? Oh, right there, okay. Toolsmith, that's what I meant. And get in the cart. No. Bad minecart. Are you a toolsmith? You're a mason. You're a toolsmith. Okay, toolsmith, you go. Hasta la bye. Oh. Guys, move out of the way, come on. Heavy traffic in this place, I tell ya. No, that's the wrong way. Yes? No, he almost made it. Guys, move out of the way. Villager transportation in progress. Bye-bye. Okay, did he make it all right? All right, he's in. Okay, and in theory, if we just break this, he's not able to get out. Shoot, neither am I. There we go. Okay, so that one's done. Hey, and he picked up the job. Nice. And then if this one goes like so, then we can put the next villager in. Okay, Toolsmith, you ready? Let's go. Everybody clear the tracks. He did not clear the tracks. Maybe I need to put like a railroad crossing sign. Okay, I know you're their protector, but he's supposed to go over there. Do you want him to stay in this cell? He's in prison. Okay. Dude, you got a problem. You gotta stay off of these railroad tracks. Do you want to be run over? Go, go. Yes, he made it. Okay. Did he make it all the way? Almost. And there he goes. Please pick up the right job table, sir. Okay. Good sounds were made. He made the right decision. And then the next one is gonna go all the way back here. Alright guys, how do you like your new place? Is it darker than normal? Yeah. Do you have more room to move? No. Are there beds? Upstairs, but you can't get to them. Oh, I did that again. Do you like it? He's eyeing the place out. I think they like it. And I do too. Now we can trade with all of them conveniently without having to jump over anything. And it looks better too. It looks a lot better. So let's go show you the next building we made. Which I think we're going to have to do the minecart in the other direction now. Oops. Oops. That's an oops. I punched him. My bad. He'll calm down eventually, right? Well, while we're waiting for him to calm down, let me show you the magic shop. The circular building here is full of magic, enchantments, and glory. I don't know about glory, but the rest of it's true. Somewhat. So the outside here is the similar color palette to the blacksmith. It's got the blue and stuff, but it also has, as I said, magic. It's got the purple amethyst and just purple blocks surrounding it, giving it kind of a glowing effect is what I was trying to go for. And I think I pulled it off. And I really like the windows too. The way I did the windows kind of makes it look like an outpost. And maybe that's what it used to be before Magic Guy came in and took it over. And this is another interesting roof too. Kind of like the other one, it's got that hatch style I talked about, but it's also got 2 layers of glass. This one brown layer, and then on the underside, it's got tinted glass, so none of the light gets in or out. And I think it creates a cool effect. But now, time for the interior. Again, this is kind of a bare bones interior before we get all the armor stands and stuff we want, but it's still, it's still pretty magical if I say so. You've got banners everywhere, symboling maybe spells or enchantments or whatever, different colors to kind of give it a pop. A bell here, maybe to let people know when the spell's done. And you've just got like magic artifacts everywhere. You got these here, cactus flower, loads of books because people are so smart and stuff. And then more shelves, dried gas, maybe they're trying to reincarnate this one. And the candles too, there are candles everywhere. And there's a second floor as well, which I might do something with eventually, but right now it's just for the candles. And then an enchantment thing right here. I know there's no books around it, so it's just level 1, but still, I like the idea of a floating book being in here. Ooh, that one's creepy. So I got a new Vanilla Tweaks texture pack type thing a while ago that kind of randomizes, maybe. Okay, it's supposed to randomize what the pumpkins look like, so if I place it over here, yeah, it's kind of got a derpy face, but if I place it back over here, it should, yeah, have spooky face. And there are loads of different ones, like over here, it's kind of funny looking. Over here, it's really happy. So there are a lot of different variations for jack-o'-lanterns, but this one is the one that's going there. Now, this building isn't all just for show, it's also for trading. There are some stalls here for villagers to go, and they shouldn't be able to get out. So we got 1 stall, 2 stall, 3 stall. Is there another one? I think it's just 3 stalls for villagers to go. And behind this shelf here, we have a staircase down to nowhere, because it's just water. Hey, actually, this is where the boat is. Down here, I know it's really dark, but the boat, if you can see it for a little bit, that's where the boat that we covered up is. So eventually, if we want to go down there, maybe dig out the area around the boat a little bit, we can make a basement. Maybe a dungeon type thing. But for right now, we have 3 stalls for brewer villagers to go, because I have a few extra ones in, well, they used to be here, but they're in the thing over there now. So let's go move those over there. And coincidentally, just as the sun's setting again, we got the other 2 brewer guys in here. I thought we had 3, but there are only 2. We'll get another one, or maybe even more, eventually, but for now, these guys are stuck right here. and we can trade all of this stuff for XP even and ender pearls. So now we got access to that as well, and it looks pretty sweet if I do say so myself. But now it's time for the big ticket item, the one you've all been waiting for, hopefully. Have you been waiting for it? Well, you should have been, because it's maybe the second biggest building. Yeah, I'm going to say it. It's the second biggest building we have in the town, or are going to have, because it takes up pretty much all of this space. And then even more, I'm going to have to build out the cliffside, well, ocean side a little bit more than this, because we don't have enough room. But all of this stuff is going towards a train station. That's right, a train station. Where am I going to put a train? I have no clue. But we're going to figure that out eventually. Maybe it's just going to go down into the water somewhere? Water train? Is that a thing? Probably. But this town has been without a name for the entirety of its existence. I'm just been calling it Italian Town, or the town we've been making. So it's time to give it a name, along with the name of its train station, which is the Terracotta train station, which means this town's name is Terracotta. We're in the town of Terracotta. I think it works nice because it's kind of homonym, phonics, whatever the word is for rhyming first letters in words. So it's the town of Terracotta and the Terracotta train station. The reason I picked that is, well, you're going to see once we build this, but then also we use a lot of terracotta in our builds, like a lot. So kind of two reasons that the town is named Terracotta. One, because it works, and two, because it works good. So this train station that we're going to be making is going to be kind of the other centerpiece of the town. We have the town city that's the literal centerpiece, and then the fountain over there, and then this one is going to be where people come in and out of the town from this side, apart from the more naturey side of that gate over there. I'm excited to get it built so I can be able to show you. So let's go. I am pleased to announce that the final building of our town is complete. And oh boy, does it look grand. Grand Central Station, maybe? No. It's the Terracotta train station, and let's get a better view of it. Why is it always dark when I do these things? There's an iron goal. He's not supposed to be here. Excuse me? Well, I'll get that sorted out eventually. But let's start from the start of the walkway area, the lane I usually take to go down here. From my house to the village, here's where we start. We come in these gates, and I've tried to line up all the buildings that we've built entirely within the bottom section to line up to a specific point of view, which I'm going to say, as you're walking through it, it works better than when you're just looking right at it. But here it is anyways. Ta-da! Yeah, it's a big kind of wall thing. That's the point. I want you to feel like you just keep... Blah, blah, blah. I want you to, while you're walking through it, feel like you just keep wanting to go forwards and see what's next. So that's why it's got that curve thing, apart from, just having a curved landscape to put it on. Yeah. But I must say, I really love the color palette of this. The red and green go really nice together with the brown. And then the stained glass, too. The stained glass all around it. Each level has its own stained glass to kind of match with the main colors of that level. Like down here, we got green. That goes well with orange. And then over here, red and green, obviously, which is the main thing. And then up here, red and purple, which also work together. And then the main feature of this thing, which really isn't in the best position, but it's the only place it could go besides maybe right here, but I didn't want to really put anything there, is the clock. Now, it does have all 12 things, but it's not exactly like a circle. It's kind of a circle. I had to do some finagling to get it to look better from the viewpoint we have over here, which, as I said before, once you walk down here and then you see the water fountain, and then there's this gap here on purpose where no buildings are, so you can see the clock, the big centerpiece of the outskirts of the town over there. And I think that sightline really works nice. Now, I've talked to you a bit about the exterior of the build. Well, we still have some work to do to tie it together with the rest of the roads and stuff, but it is a little bit cramped as well, by the way. As with the other ones, there's no really room in between the buildings, but that's how it's supposed to be. But as I was saying, we do have an interior, same with the other two buildings today. It's a basic interior, but next episode is when we're going to be adding all the details. Finally getting this town actually looking like there's people in it, other than just villagers trapped in cells for trading. So let's start right here. This front walkway that leads to absolutely nowhere, which, by the way, I really love this view, because back here, you can see it out the windows and stuff, but you don't get to see the big view until you go out this door here. So whatever I put back here as like an actual train, like the train docking station, whatever it's called, for the trains that eventually, maybe, depending on what I do, will go here. Maybe just boats, I don't know. But I do want to keep this sightline in mind, or just having the background there and not really cutting it off with a big wall or anything, because I really like that and I don't want to get rid of it. But anyways, we've got this chandelier type thing right here with copper bars that are aging. I might have to wax those. I'll see how I like them green or not. And since this is a train station, I tried to incorporate the normal stuff you see in train stations. Throughout the different eras, I picked from a few different ones, but what stays with all of them is benches. Lots and lots of places to sit while you're waiting for your trains. And then this one here is the ticket booth. Eventually we're going to have armor stands, because for the tickets to go in these little slots here, which they're not actually slots, these are just bamboo blocks, but I thought they look like shelves, or little cubbies at least, for where tickets can go. Kind of like how hotels have like their own key give out system. That's what I kind of modeled that after. So we could put some stuff in there, and then some books to check the different ticket prices. And this is flippable. So, you're going to have a salesman here, and then maybe a line of people going out eventually. And then I used a little bit of leaf litter. I don't know if I want this to stay or not, for the skirting around it. I like it, I think, because it just adds a little bit more 3D effect to the rest of it. But one of my favorite spots in this whole thing is the lounge area over here. You come into this area and you just look up and it just keeps going. This is a giant fireplace, and by giant I mean tall, not exactly giant, it's just one fireplace. But it's still big nonetheless, it goes all the way up to the ceiling. Wait, am I missing a window? I might be missing a window. But anyways, eventually we're going to have all these item frames filled up with various items and stuff. They're item frames. And these paintings here, the reference pictures I used, they all had some sort of like newspaper articles or just pictures of famous people coming to their train station, so I try to incorporate that a little bit into this. So I know I used paintings, I think, for advertising or whatever in the industrial district over there. But over here, they're just meant to be like normal photos of people and other things. So I think it worked, and I might add a few more just going up, because I want this area to feel like down here it's comfy and cozy where you could just relax, and there's walls here really separate it from the rest of the train station where it could be a little bit more chaotic. So this place is just supposed to be cozy, but then if you look up, it gets a little bit more chaotic. Now that was the left wing. On the right wing over here we have something a little bit similar layout, but there's no benches over here because this is where the work gets done. So apart from just being a passenger train and train station, this place also, as in the town name and the train station name, delivers terracotta. So that's going to be a big theme of what we add in the next episode, of a lot of terracotta blocks being displayed everywhere, and these shelves are supposed to kind of be like the cargo hold, where they just keep packages and stuff before the individual mailman delivers them throughout the town. And then over here, the right side of the well, over there was the lounge area. Over here, it's where the cargo comes in. This door here, I kind of designed it to be like a roll-up door, like a garage. So this is supposed to be the roll-up thing, and well, it's kind of stuck right now, but if that stuff wasn't in the way, it would go back and up that way. If it were an actual door, which I think it kind of looks like one. From the outside, Yeah, it's just a wall. But I think it gets the job done. So this one is supposed to be the way more chaotic one, the shipping area. So you got shelves going all the way up, some different carriers maybe for some animals or stuff. A lot of barrels everywhere, even one hanging from the ceiling, and the lanterns are precariously hanging as well as these shelves placed everywhere. And you got some down here as well. But there is a kind of kiosk desk area for another guy to work here. Maybe he's the shipment guy. He's the one that tracks all the orders, and you can get your order from him, kind of like USPS. But obviously there's nobody here right now. And then the other booth over here is where we're going to have terracotta refinement stations. So you know how you can make glazed terracotta out of normal terracotta? That's kind of what I want to have here eventually. Because you got your grindstone, your stone cutter. It just works for this terracotta station because, you know, everybody likes to use terracotta. That's why it's called the town of Terracotta. So we're just going to have a little bit more of that implemented here. So going up to the second floor, we have a restaurant. Now, you might be saying, Amp, why'd you put a restaurant here? This is a train station. Well, a lot of places like airports and that, where there's a lot of public activity, like to have food to give people, otherwise they get really angry. So they're a little bit more pleased if they have something to eat while they're waiting. So I tried to kind of make this a little bit of a fancier restaurant. There's like a table thing here where like the like the waiter, whoever gives you your table, whatever their name is called, they stand here and, oh, is that thunder? Oh, that's thunder. We better get to bed. Why does it always rain when I'm doing this? So this is where they stand and tell you where to sit, and then, you know, they bring you where to sit. So there are a lot of tables here because, well, trains hold a lot of people, and there's going to be a lot of people all at the same time coming in and out of this place who probably want a meal to eat. So I just made this table design. I might shuffle a bit of these around if I don't like the layout, but I did try and make it so you could easily walk to each one as if it were an actual restaurant with people moving in and out. And then you've got the same table thing over here so people can come in from both stairways to be seated for a meal. Or two, I don't know. However much food you want. Now through this door, you might already be able to guess because of the door layout, is the chef's office. Well, wait, why did I say that? It's the kitchen. This is where all the chefs work. So just imagine pots and pans hanging from everywhere, and these are obviously water pipes, so I might have some water bursting out eventually. But the water pipes going through lots of furnaces, and then some more little cubby shelves for all the knives or whatnot. And then here's where you got your campfire, big smoke area, you got some smokers, and then obviously the hand washing station and the fridge. Oh, and a bell to tell when the meals are ready. You ring that, and then the guy on the wheels or roller skates, or the guy with the table comes out with the food and gives it to the people. And there is a window to the cargo bay so they're not just staring at a wall the whole time. I mean, cooking, it can be boring sometimes, right? I mean, don't cut your hands off, but staring out a window, seeing what the cargo guys are doing might be interesting. And then over here, the other door on the other side is the bathroom. I really like these mirror banners. These are like light blue banners that I put some banner patterns on. And I think they do look like mirrors a little bit. Obviously, they don't work as actual mirrors unless I'm a vampire. Am I a vampire? No. So just some standard Minecraft bathroom stuff. And don't ask me why there's only one door here, because I don't know. I mean, if this was an actual bathroom, there would be, like, probably smaller stalls and not as much trapdoorness, but it gets the job done. I feel like it portrays a bathroom that a little bit, and, you know, not a lot of people are going to be coming in and out of the bathroom. And another thing to point out about this is the lighting. I tried to make this like a little dimly lit, because that's sometimes how restaurants are. I feel like they're always like really bright or really like dark dimly lit, depending on which one you're going to. So I chose the dim option with the alternating lanterns. So this staircase going up, I'm not really sure I like it. So I'm going to try and find a different way to do that eventually, because you just keep hitting your head everywhere. But there is another secret room here that I've just walled off, because it's like 2 blocks tall, and there's not really a lot to do here. I guess if we have any extra storage or villager trading needs, we'll put them in here. But for right now, I don't really need that room for anything. So up to the top, we have the train knowledge station, the knowledge area of basically the library of the train station. So the lore behind this place is that whoever built this is really into trains, like a lot. They're engineers, they're conductors, everything. So they got every possible book to know about trains so they can learn as much as they need to. But in reality, I just did that to cover up the different villager stations because it would be a pretty empty room without them, and I didn't really know what to put there. So this is where our villagers are going to go for all our terracotta guys. And bricks too, I guess. So that's the train station. I really like it. And as the final building we're adding to the town, it's a great addition. But now it's time to get these guys into the place. Let's do that, shall we? Let's start with the stone cutters. These are all our mason people that we have up in the attic here. And these are the blocks representing their trades. Everywhere you see a 2-high pillar or more is somebody that trades that block. So we have 3 people trading gray terracotta, 3 with the light blue, and then a couple people who have 2, like the orange and light gray, I want to say, glazed terracotta. And then the other ones, I think we have about half of what we need total. So you can see on the bottom level there's about half the ones missing. So we did all right. We got about half the way through with the masons that we have up there. So eventually we're going to have to get some more. But for right now, it's good. We're going to have a lot of terracotta. And the ones we don't get, we can always just mine for in the mesas. And there we go. Okay, that's all done. How about I show you the rest of the villagers? So our containment cell over here is completely gone. And the street is restored to, well, it's partial completion. I want to change this in the next episode, because it's kind of pretty messy right now and I want it to be more polished. But anyways, the villagers have been dispersed and put amongst the train station and the library, because that's where they both belong. So we got some Fletchers here that trade sticks and stuff, 2 of them, 1 on either side. I don't know if I like them there, because there used to be a bench there, but now it's kind of just 2 stairs and a villager. And then we had 1 leather worker guy whose job block is a cauldron, so guess where I put him? That's right, in the bathroom. He's in the bathroom stall here, and he's got his job block here. I don't know if he's actually attached to that one or one of these sinks. I might have to test eventually. But either way, he's got a job block. Sounds like he's attached to that one. He just made a sound. So if I wanted, I guess I could put more cauldron leatherworker villagers in each of the bathroom stalls. That would be kind of funny. But right now, I think this guy is just going to serve us fine, because he's got all the different armor sets, and they're even dyed too, which is nice. So he's got pretty good trades. And as I've already shown you, we have, I think, 13 masons up here in the top. I forgot to put the last one in because that's where the rails were going, right here. Yeah, I had the rail minecart coming up onto the roof and then through this block here in the window. So I'm going to have to bring another villager up there eventually. But for right now, we got 13 pretty much almost unique trades. Like this one's got light blue and gray. This one's got light blue and gray. That was the worst example. But this one's glazed light blue, this one's normal light blue, and then the opposite for that one. So they've each got some different trades, some the same. How about this guy? Brown and black, and then black and light blue. So we've got a lot of different terracotta. And now over to the library, where the final villagers are. We still have some empty stalls down here to replace some enchantment trades with, because some zombies unfortunately got to some of them. So we're going to have to replace those also in the near future. So I think there's 3 that have gone missing, and by missing I mean dead. But the rest of the villagers that were in the containment cell have all been put in this area up here in the attic. So now the attic is entirely filled, every slot with a villager who has a different trade. Now some are at good prices, others not so much, like this feather falling for 33 bucks. Especially this one. I needed sharpness, but I didn't have it. I'm going to have to re-roll this trade eventually, or maybe just zombify him a couple times to get his prices down. But anyways, we have like a whole villager trading hall, which is our city. Our whole city is a trading hall. Which I feel good I can finally say that, because our city is done. We've built every building, I think, unless I want to add a few market stalls anywhere. We've built, I'm just going to say, pretty much every building we want to. Now in the next episode, we're just going to do a bunch of polish work and get literally everything the way we want it to be. Because right now, there's really no way for people besides the docks over there to come in and out of the city. And this is supposed to be, well, in the movie I got this from, Luca, this is where the people come in and out of the city. This is the docking station. So we're going to have a path going down into the water here. I'll figure something out, try and make it look better. And then over here, the roads need to be patched up, and we need to add all the people. So that's going to be in the next episode. But for today, that's going to do it for me. We got a lot of stuff accomplished today, and I'm really happy with how the city looks. Especially this train station, boat station, whatever you want to call it. It looks pretty sweet. So I'll see you guys in the next episode where we're going to be finishing off the Terracotta town. Until then, I'll see you later, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.